Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is William. Now today's trading that we had in the room was quite an interesting trade. It was a trade that started with quite a lot of fake outs. We can see that using the 1 minute chart, how the market tend to move up and then it came all the way back down. Now the lesson for our trading today in the room was about psychology. How can you stand in terms of when you see actions like this from the 1 minute chart? You can see how the market moved all the way up. Now if I was an immature or a beginner trader, I might tend to take the trade at about this area where it broke this resistant level from the 1 minute chart, and probably took maybe just a few pips, and then you can see how the market came all the way down. With my big account, you can see how it moved from this 5 minute chart. It moved all the way from the top here, from the 72.85 all the way to 72.79.1. So that would have been a huge loss. So we were looking at what are the things we need to do first before we get into a trade. First of all, we need to know who we are, if we are a conservative trader or an aggressive trader. And we looked at how we can balance up being aggressive and at the same time being conservative. And I placed in a few trades here. While I was explaining, if you were observant on the chart, you would have seen where I was doing my calculation to know what lot size I was supposed to use for my trade. And according to my stop loss or my risk, I had about 50 pips to, if the market gets to that point, it will take me out. So I divided the 50 by my 2% risk on my account, which is $50. So that means it's one standard lot I can place on this trade. Now I place in the trade and the trade was in profit, and you can see from my big account that I placed my trade right at about here. So now we can see the trade has been going in our favor with a few pips. And the reason why I got into this trade was because I saw this from the 1 minute chart, this fake out that the market did. It went all the way up here, breaking this resistance point from the 1 minute chart, and then it went up and now it's coming down. And from the trade which I entered already, I am in profit. And I've placed in these green lines prior to when the market got to those locations, and those were my major and minor resistant areas. So I'm just waiting for the market to get to those levels, and then I will take part of my profits from this trade. So the market hit one of them and I took out a profit, the first one. So I'm holding the trade to see if there's going to be more profit. From the big account, I can see that the market has been rapidly, aggressively moving down, and here it hit the second profit level, and I'm taking off some profit from the trade. And it's also getting to the third one, and immediately hit the third one. I took out a little bit of the profit from the big account, and also from the small account, and I was just monitoring it to see when to take out profit or probably completely close the trade. And now I just closed the trade. So this is what happened, and you can see immediately hit this green line with the daily S1. the market just turned around, and you can see it got to this level that had been pre-entered before the market got to that point, and is reversing from that level. So that's why it's important to place your support and resistance levels before you get into any trade, and also you look at the market direction before you jump into a trade, because if you're not careful, you would have missed this whole move if you are a beginner trader and you're thinking this market is going up, but all of a sudden it reversed and everything just collapsed. So this was what happened during the trade room today, and I made over $12,000 on the big account, and on this account I made about 160 to $170. So my risk was about $50 to make $170. Actually, I placed two standard lot when I saw that the market was actually going to go down. So I was risking about $100 to make $160 to $70. So I would say it's about 1 to 1.6, 1.5 risk reward level. So this was what happened during the trade room, and it was quite a fun trade, and the participants were able to understand when to get into the trade, when not to get into the trade, and know who they are. Are they aggressive traders or are they conservative traders? And we're able to look at how we can balance being a conservative at the same time being an aggressive trader when we see a very good opportunity to get into a trade. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you and have a good night. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.